Celestial echoes. The universe, in its unending dance of light and shadow, has always whispered secrets to those who dare to listen. In the remote reaches of the Andromeda Nebula, where stars are born from the remnants of forgotten cataclysms, a fragile hope had begun to entwine itself with destiny. It started on the colony of Elysium Prime, a remote outpost on a planet orbiting a dying sun. Here, pioneers from Earth had dared to dream beyond terrestrial limits, constructing their lives in sprawling biomes and neon-lit domes. Among them, several souls were fated to change the fate of galaxies. John Mercer, a stoic explorer with eyes that held the weight of countless journeys; Anna Reyes, a brilliant scientist whose curiosity was matched only by her compassion; Felix Arden, a rogue pilot with a checkered past seeking redemption in the stars; and Kara Lowell, a philosophical mediator who embodied the hopes of interstellar unity. John Mercer first felt the pull of destiny on a cold starlit night as he gazed at the swirling auroras dancing above the dome. "There's a pattern in the chaos," he muttered to himself, tracing invisible lines in the heavens that spoke of ancient battles and forgotten love. His military training had taught him discipline, but his wanderlust had always drawn him towards the mystic unknown. With every heartbeat, he felt that the stars were urging him to leave the safety of Elysium Prime and explore the secrets hidden in the void. Elsewhere, in a lab adorned with holographic schematics on the walls, Anna Reyes pored over data collected from gravitational anomalies. "It's as if the universe itself is struggling to communicate," she confided to her AI companion, Cirrus, a softly glowing orb that floated around her head. "I'm beginning to think there's more to this cosmic puzzle than mere physics." Anna's determination and empathy often led her down paths that questioned the very nature of existence. Her experiments, merging science with a touch of intuitive art, sought to reveal the transcendental truths that lay hidden behind the veil of matter and energy. Across the colony's landing pad, Felix Arden stood by his weathered spacecraft, Aurora's Pride, polishing surfaces that had seen many interstellar skirmishes. "Maybe it's time I settled an old score," he whispered under his breath, nostalgia and remorse intermingling. Haunted by past mistakes and driven by the need to forge a better future, Felix was known in the colony both for his daring maneuvers and for his irreverent humor in moments of deep meditation. His journeys between the stars were not just escapades, they were quests for a truth that lay beyond the ephemeral glitter of space. Kara Lowell, meanwhile, drifted through the crowded corridors of the colony's central hub, offering a listening ear and words of wisdom to anyone in need. "Our struggles have meaning," she would say, soft yet resonant, as she calmed the fears that roiled in the hearts of colonists facing existential threats. Embracing both the scientific advances and the mystic lore of ancient civilizations, Kara believed that every encounter, be it with a fellow human, a mysterious alien, or even a misdirected droid, was part of a grand tapestry woven by the cosmos. One fateful evening, as twilight merged with the silvery luminescence of distant suns, a distress signal erupted from the far side of the galaxy. An anomaly, pulsing with enigmatic energy, had been detected near the boundary of known space. The communications array crackled with urgency, transmitting garbled messages that combined rhythms, symbols, and whispers of a language beyond mortal comprehension. The colony leaders convened in a somber council, and it was decided that an expedition was necessary to investigate this celestial echo. John, Anna, Felix, and Kara, each drawn by their own inescapable call, volunteered to answer the summons. Their paths converged in the colony's starport, where the gleaming silhouette of the research vessel, the Horizon's Edge, awaited its brave crew. As they gathered, the air thrummed with anticipation and trepidation. John's eyes sparkled with determination. "This might be the moment where everything changes," he declared, his voice resonating like the rumble of distant thunder. Anna adjusted the settings on her portable scanner and added, "The data we have points to a phenomenon that defies conventional physics. It could be a tear in the very fabric of reality, or perhaps a message encoded in the language of existence itself." Felix grinned wryly, replying, "Well, if it's a message, I hope it says something like 'Welcome to the family, Space Cadets.' But I'm ready to face whatever ghosts and enigma lurk out there." Kara, ever the mediator between logic and wonder, simply smiled and said, "Let us embrace this journey with open hearts and courageous minds. Our destinies are intertwined, and the universe has so much to show us." As the horizon's edge left the protective orbit of Elysium Prime, the ship's engines hummed a serene melody. The crew settled into a rhythm of shared confidences and moments of introspection. In quiet corners of the vessel, conversations unfolded like a gentle symphony. John, in a hushed tone over a shared ration, recounted tales of unfathomable landscapes and cosmic battles. Anna discussed theories of dimensional foldings, referencing ancient scrolls of scientific manuscripts and her own experimental data. Felix recounted his misadventures among asteroid fields and rogue satellite encounters, his eyes gleaming with both mischief and regret. Karam mused on the philosophical implications of travel. What is a boundary if not a threshold to understanding the deeper nature of life? We move through the cosmos not just to conquer space, but to embrace the infinite reflections of our own souls. Days bled into nights as the vessel navigated through nebulae laced with shimmering colors reminiscent of dreams. The crew discovered derelict space stations haunted by silence and forgotten technologies that hinted at civilizations once advanced beyond measure. On one such station, tucked in the shadows of a collapsed star, they encountered Seraph, a weathered robot with a voice that resonated with ancient wisdom. Seraph's eyes glowed a soft ambers, and its metallic frame bore intricate patterns that recalled both art and engineering from a lost era. "I have awaited you," it said in a measured tone that blended sorrow and hope. "In the recesses of time, all souls find their meeting place." Intrigued, Anna stepped forward. "Who are you, and what is your purpose?" Seraph's servos whirred softly as it replied, "I am the caretaker of memories, the keeper of a bridge between what was and what may be. My creators foresaw an era when the universe would call for its scattered children to reunite. You, who wander among the stars, are part of this grand design." The crew exchanged glances, each silently digesting the implications. John's face, usually edged with resolve, betrayed a hint of wonder. "Are you saying that our fates have been woven by forces beyond our reckoning?" he asked. "In a sense, yes," Seraph replied, its voice echoing in the empty corridors. "The cosmic echo you have pursued is a call to remember that every life, be it human, alien, or machine, is a verse in the endless ballad of creation. The anomaly you detect is not a disaster but an invitation to reunite the scattered notes of existence." Motivated by Seraph's enigmatic words, the expedition's course was redirected towards a constellation of worlds known as the Celestine Cluster. Each planet within this cluster, though seemingly disparate, echoed with indications of interconnections that transcended space and time. On the shimmering planet of Aurora, where iridescent flora glowed under twin moons, the crew found a community of aliens known as the Elamar. Their skin shimmered like liquid silver, and their eyes revealed depths of ancient wisdom. The Elamar had long been guardians of the cosmic lore, and their leader, Liren, was waiting. Liren greeted the expedition with a gentle nod. "Welcome, travelers," he said in a voice that resonated like wind through crystal chimes. "We have awaited the heralds of change. The anomaly in your star charts is not a mere accident, it is the heart of an ancient beacon, a monument left by those who first listened to the celestial symphony." During a sumptuous dinner beneath starlight in Liren's communal hall, the four heroes and their newfound allies engaged in philosophical debates about purpose and identity. "We are like fragments of a shattered mirror," Kara observed thoughtfully, "each reflecting only a part of the truth. Yet together, perhaps we can glimpse the totality of the cosmic design." Her words resonated deeply with both humans and Elamar alike. John added, "Every decision, every journey, leads us closer to understanding not just the universe but ourselves." As the days turned into weeks, the expedition became a microcosm of interstellar unity. Felix's skilled piloting took them through wormholes and solar flares, with each adventure marked by moments of peril and awe. When the crew encountered rogue asteroids sentient with magnetic wills, Felix's quick humor and determined will often saved the day. "Seems like even the rocks want a piece of our story," he quipped, his laughter echoing in the vacuum of space. Yet behind the humor lay a profound acknowledgement, that in the vast cosmic theater, every element, no matter how inert it seemed, played a part in the grand narrative. Together with the Elamar, they finally reached the source of the enigmatic signal, a vast monolith orbiting a dying star, its surface etched with cryptic symbols that pulsed with an inner light. Anna's scientific instruments, combined with Liran's intuitive knowledge, decoded fragments of an ancient language. The monolith, as it turned out, was a repository of wisdom from a civilization that had transcended physical form eons ago. It spoke of creation and dissolution, the cyclical nature of existence, and the idea that every being, regardless of form, was both a creator and a creation. Standing before the colossal structure, John's voice broke the silence. It's almost as if the monolith is a mirror, reflecting the infinite possibilities of our existence. We are both the question and the answer. His tone was a blend of wonder and solemnity, a quiet realization that their journey was far more profound than a mere quest for scientific discovery. Anna stepped forward, her fingers tracing the glowing inscriptions. These symbols are not just data, they are poetry, a dialogue between time and memory. Perhaps our purpose is to add our own verse to this universal epic. Her eyes shimmered with unshed tears, moved by the timeless beauty of the message. Felix, usually the skeptic, found himself nodding in reluctant admiration. I've flown through the darkest parts of space, and yet nothing felt so raw, so alive, than standing here in the presence of that which has seen entire civilizations rise and fall. It makes me question, what have we been fighting for all these years? Kara, always the quiet philosopher, summed up the collective sentiment. Maybe the battles we wage, both within and without, are necessary preludes to understanding the deeper harmonies around us. Our struggles, our failures, and our triumphs, they are all part of the grand composition that this monolith safeguards. The group spent long hours contemplating the profound message encoded in the structure. They came to realize that the anomaly was not a harbinger of doom but a beacon of unity, calling scattered civilizations to remember that they were all interconnected by the invisible threads of fate. As the days on Aurora passed, discussions unfolded late into the night, revealing parallel paths of growth and redemption that spanned not only physical space but also the inner realms of the soul. In one such conversation, Liran confided in Kara, "In our culture, we believe that every star's demise births new light. Perhaps our meeting here is the spark for an era where old grievances are replaced by cosmic understanding." Night after night, under the twin moons of Aurora and the omnipresent glow of distant galaxies, the heroes found themselves intertwined in a tapestry of shared dreams and quiet revelations. Their bonds deepened with every challenge faced together. In the midst of their discussions, Anna observed to John, "What if the true nature of our journey is not to conquer new worlds, but to rediscover the wisdom of our own hearts? The language of the cosmos is written in the ink of our souls." John's gaze drifted upward as he replied, "Every star I see, every fleeting comet, reminds me that we are but moments in an eternal rhythm. It's humbling and inspiring at once." His words seemed to reverberate in the silent expanse, where even the monolith pulsed in gentle agreement. Driven by this newfound insight, the expedition embarked on one final leg of their journey, a pilgrimage to the very heart of the Celestine cluster. Their starship, the Horizon's Edge, soared through cosmic fields where light and shadow danced in mesmerizing patterns. Along the way, Felix and his crew encountered spectral remnants of ancient defenses, robotic sentinels programmed with long-forgotten directives. One such guardian, an imposing droid named Argos, barred their path with unwavering resolve. "Halt! You tread on sacred ground," Argos intoned, its voice modulated and somber. "The knowledge you seek requires sacrifice and understanding. What are you prepared to give in exchange for the secrets of creation?" Felix stepped forward, his tone measured despite the tension. "We come not as conquerors but as humble seekers. Our lives have been shaped by our trials, and we're willing to risk everything to learn, not just for ourselves, but for all who believe in a shared future." Argos's mechanical gaze shifted over the assembled crew. After a moment that stretched into what felt like an eternity, the droid slowly parted, then pass, and let your spirit be measured by the light within you. With those words, the automaton faded into the cosmic background, leaving the travelers both awed and emboldened. Traversing further, they reached the epicenter of the cluster, a swirling vortex of energy where matter and time folded into each other. It was here, at the nexus of countless worlds and experiences, that the true nature of existence was laid bare. The monolith's inscriptions glowed with an intensity that transformed the void around them into a living, breathing chronicle of the universe's heart. Images and soundscapes cascaded over the crew in vivid cascades, each flash a reminder that every joy and sorrow, every question and answer, had led to this singular moment of understanding. In awe, Kara whispered, "This is the language of the cosmos, a ceaseless dialogue between life and death, unity and separation, creation and dissolution. We are but instruments in a symphony far greater than ourselves." Anna knelt, her hands fluttering over a holographic display that had materialized from the vortex. "We must record this message, preserve it not only for Earth or Aurora, but for every being that struggles to find meaning in the vast emptiness of space. It is our duty to be the translators between epochs." John, standing resolute at the helm of the horizon's edge, declared, "Our journey was never about winning battles or claiming victories. It was about coming together, learning from each other, and ultimately discovering that the boundaries which separate us are illusions. Today, we stand as living testaments to the idea that every life echoes in eternity." Felix, with a rare glimmer of sincere emotion, added, "I've flown across galaxies, evaded countless dangers, and yet nothing has prepared me for the truth I see in all of you, truth that binds us in a celestial embrace." His words were both personal and universal, resonating with every member of the diverse crew. As the moments stretched into what felt like an eternity, the swirling vortex of energy began to slow, harmonizing into a steady, deliberate pulse. The journey that had begun as a desperate escape from the limitations of Earth had now transformed into a pilgrimage toward transcendent understanding. With each passing second, their shared story of love, loss, hope, and redemption merged with the cosmic tapestry, becoming a permanent verse in the endless song of the universe. The collective realization was accompanied by a sudden burst of images, visions of ancient worlds, moments of sublime beauty, and the bittersweet memories of countless lives intertwined. The cosmic narrative, once a jumble of cryptic symbols, had unfurled before them as a coherent epic that transcended time and space. Every participant, whether human, alien, or machine, had contributed to this masterpiece, and now the universe itself seemed to breathe in unison with their beating hearts. In the quiet that followed, the crew of the Horizon's Edge and their Illimar allies took a moment to reflect on their shared voyage. Sitting together on the observation deck, they allowed the profound silence of the cosmos to speak volumes. Kara softly remarked, "We have learned that our differences are the very colors that paint the spectrum of existence. In embracing them, we find ourselves richer, wiser, and more deeply connected to the grand narrative that spans the stars." Anna, gazing out into the infinite canvas of space, replied, "Perhaps the greatest mystery is not what we do not know, but rather the realization that every fragment of knowledge brings us one step closer to understanding the unity beneath the surface of all things." John's eyes shimmered with unshed tears as he added, "In the end, every journey leads back to the self. Our odyssey across space has been a mirror, reflecting our inner desires, our doubts, and our endless capacity for hope." Felix, usually reticent about matters of the heart, spoke with rare candor, "I once believed that survival was all that mattered. Now I see that meaning lies in connection, the shared joys, the sorrows, and the lessons learned along the way. I have found redemption in the collective pulse of the universe." As the narrative of the cosmos continued to unfold around them, the heroes realized that their intertwined paths had not been mere coincidences but the deliberate orchestration of forces beyond mortal ken. Every experience, every encounter, even the most fleeting glance, was imbued with purpose. The grand design, written in the language of stars and sung by distant pulsars, affirmed that all beings were part of an infinite, interconnected cycle of creation and renewal. In that singular, transformative moment, the boundaries between science and spirituality crumbled. The expedition was no longer a mission defined by coordinates or a series of experiments, it had become a pilgrimage toward deeper truth. With hearts open and minds attuned to the sublime symphony of existence, John, Anna, Felix, and Kara embraced a destiny that transcended their earthly origins, finding in each other the reflections of something eternal and immeasurably vast. As the repaired and enriched data from the monolith was transmitted back through the network of allied colonies, the message of universal unity spread like luminescence through the darkness of space. Distant worlds, diverse in culture and form, began to awaken to the knowledge that they were not isolated islands adrift in a cold expanse, rather, they were vibrant notes in the celestial harmony. Soon, entire fleets of spacecraft from various systems embarked on their own quests inspired by the belief that the cosmos was a living, breathing testament to the enduring power of connection and hope. And so the intertwined adventures of our heroes continued long after that day of revelation. Their lives, once marked by struggles for survival and personal redemption, had now merged into a glorious narrative of unity, introspection, and love. Each step they took, whether through the emptiness of space or the quiet introspection of solitary moments, echoed with the promise that the universe, in all its awe-inspiring complexity, was an endless invitation to grow, learn, and ultimately, to become one with the cosmic spirit. Their shared journey was a reminder that in the vast darkness of space, even a single spark could kindle the flame of 1,000 suns. With every life intertwining with another, the boundaries of destiny expanded to embrace infinite possibilities. And as the passengers of the horizon's edge, accompanied by the ancient wisdom of the Elamar and the gentle guidance of Seraph, ventured further into the unknown, they carried within them the eternal hope that one day all living souls would converge in a magnificent chorus of understanding, compassion, and enduring light. In the final hours of that cosmic odyssey, as the ship drifted near a dazzling nebula that shimmered like a mosaic of ancient memories, the heroes sat in contemplative silence. They knew that though their paths might diverge, the imprint of this voyage, the lessons and the inexplicable beauty they had witnessed would forever mark their hearts. The journey had taught them that the universe was not merely a collection of stars and distant galaxies, but a living, evolving testament to the power of connection and the ever-present possibility of transcending one's limitations. It was in moments like these, cradled between the known and the mysterious, that the true meaning of their existence revealed itself. They were explorers of both the outer cosmos and the inner realms of their own souls. And as each of them settled into the soft hum of the ship's engines, they found solace in the truth that every ending was simply the beginning of another chapter in the endless poem of life. As the horizon's edge sailed onward into the deep interstellar night, the legacy of their journey shone like a beacon across time and space, a living reminder that within the quiet heart of the cosmos, the voices of the past, the present, and the unborn future resounded in perfect, eternal harmony. Their intertwined adventures, steeped in the profound mysteries of existence and the soulful quest for meaning, would continue to inspire countless generations to look upward, listen deeply, and embrace the vast, unfolding marvel of the universe. If you enjoyed the story, subscribe to my channel, like the video, and check the description to find out how you can support my work.